Very pleased that Brian has taken the time to join us today to just talk about some of the things that we've been doing. We talk frequently about how important the Carta relationship is with our ecosystem and what an integral part of DOSPay that they play. And so very pleased that you've agreed to join us for this call, Brian. So welcome. Thank you. Maybe you could just let it free flow a little bit, and know you brought a few slides to talk about, and maybe you can just share a few things with us.
Well, I thought that for those who are new to Carta and what it is that we do, I would just sort of give you a 3 to 5 minute background as to why we exist and some of the things that we've done in the past, and then talk about where we're at with DOSPay and when I expect the project to be completed, and a few comments like that. So
awesome.
The reason that we exist is I have a slide up there right now. It's a McKinsey study, and basically banks, what we do as we are the people that approve and decline transactions. So when you stick a credit card into a point of sale device and that signal goes off to your bank, there's a processing platform that sits at the bank that approves and declines that transaction. So you use a processing platform like ours every day that you use a credit card or a prepaid card or a debit card. That's what we do. We approve and decline transactions for banks, and then we update balances, something that you do all the time. That's our primary deliverable. The reason that we exist is because those platforms that banks use and financial institutions use around the world are very old and archaic. They're written in languages that people aren't graduating from university anymore that write in those languages, primarily COBOL. And McKinsey has rightly said that banks need to move to next generation processing platforms, and they need to do it very, very quickly. The reason that they need to do it quickly is there is lots of disruption taking place in the banking world. And so lots of new kinds of companies are moving into the world to change the way or challenge the way banks are doing business today. And so I have a slide there now that says that if you let you, the main point of the slide is that only 13% of the banks in the world feel that they have systems that are capable of handling with the modern needs in the future. And so the kinds of companies that are disrupting those banks, you can see some of the people that we've worked with. So we were instrumental in working with MasterCard and bringing forward Apple Pay. We have enabled PayPal to, in a contract, we were the first processor in the world to enable a PayPal account to work at a point of sale device where Visa and MasterCard are being used. We're involved in paying out Uber drivers. TransferWise, those of you who know TransferWise are one of the largest money transfer companies in the world. And so there's a lot of companies like that. I just have a few of them out there for us that are disrupting the way banks are operating. And it's a result of that disruption that these new companies are excelling. And that is what we have done in the future. We're incredibly excited about cryptocurrency and blockchain and all the applications that can be used with blockchain technology, and we're very excited about our relationship with DOSCoin, NetLeaders, and DASPay. So what we're doing with DASPay, the tricky part actually. The hard part actually is to do many very, very complicated transactions in milliseconds. And so good for you all in that we have done similar things for other people. So it's not we're not breaking, doing something that has never been done before.
You guys are industry leaders. I have to jump in there. Like you're award-winning, globally recognized, and champions of this space, which is why we're so honored to be working with you
Right.
guys. So
You're right. You're right. We've won many awards, and we are known as the guys that pretty much do things for the first time. So any new, just take Apple Pay, for example. We were the first processor in the world to process an Apple Pay transaction. So the reason for that is that we've built our platform for modern requirements. We built our platform after the internet existed, after mobile phones, after chips, after all those things, and the older systems couldn't do that. So that's who we are. We think the DAS Pay should be able to go by the end of Q2. That's our target. In a year ago, when I was in Zurich, I said it was kind of springish of this year. I'd say we're largely on track for that. So I'm not too worried about that delivery date. And maybe the other thing to comment on is MasterCard and Visa's reception to cryptocurrency, and there's there's obviously, you guys are all over the news on these things, and the whole trick is to make sure that you stay within regulations. We know how to do that. And where people get into trouble is when they move outside of the standard regulations of the banking industry and what MasterCard and Visa want. As long as you do that, then you'll have a program that works very, very, very effectively. And so
wait,
it
Brian,
will definitely
what is
feel.
so, oh, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut
I
you
was going
off.
to say it's definitely going to feel to the users of DAS Pay that DAS coin will be in their wallet, and they will go to a POS device and they will tap their phone, or they will use a card and use a chip and pin transaction. It'll feel every bit and feel just like a normal MasterCard or Visa transaction. So we know how to do that. Again, it's important that that you stay within those rules. We know how to stay within those rules, and we are expecting a very, very strong product that is very effective in the marketplace. We're very excited about it.
So the being compliant is something that is certainly of paramount importance in everything that we do, and we know you guys are exceptional at that. But from your point of view, what's the view of Visa and MasterCard on the whole crypto sector? Are they against it, for it, indifferent?
My sense is they're generally for it. They've made some moves in the blockchain world themselves. They've discussed cryptocurrency. So generally, again, they're generally for it, but they're cautious with people that step outside the rules. So they're concerned about anti-money laundering and terrorism and all those things, like everyone is in the banking industry. And so they have set a set of rules, and we have to stay within those rules. So it's all about that, making sure that you're, and I know that you guys are very much very big on regulation. So it's not a problem, certainly for DAS Coin or DAS Pay.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. I know that a number of people had questions about that, and I get asked occasionally. John, I'm sure you get asked as well about DAS Pay.
I do.
Yeah, there was a program that went offside a few weeks ago, but it isn't the industry that is offside. It's that particular program. So
company, essentially, right? So
yeah, it's a company. It's a company issue. That company, which I won't name, is well known in the industry for breaking the rules. This isn't the first time that they've been slapped around by the network. So
by the big boys.
Yeah.
So that's great. Well, it's and I think an interesting bit is that you and Rui and several of well, I was there, Michael was there, a bunch of people got together in Belgrade not long ago. You guys have been starting to work with the team, sharing technology and ideas and integration, and so.
Yeah, I mean, look, DASPay is our first deliverable, and that's the most important thing that we need to get out in the marketplace. And obviously, it's important. It's an incredibly important product. But beyond that, we're really excited about accessing the Dascoin blockchain technology and building unique applications for our customer base. So I don't want to talk about what those use cases might be. I'd rather keep, because it's rather private right now. It's very confidential, some of those applications, but we think there are many, many uses for the Dascoin blockchain technology inside our customer base. So, and we're, that's kind of step 2, but we're very excited about step 2.
That's a great teaser if you're listening online. That no guarantees, but there's definitely more exciting things to come that are possible from this fabulous relationship. So, that was well said, Brian. Way to go.
So we're on board, and we're excited about working with you all, and hopefully you'll all get a DASPay application on your phones, and we'll be conducting a transaction in the summer.
That's fabulous.
Can you hear the people clapping in the audience, Terry?
I can. They're actually knocking on my door looking for the card. Did you broadcast my hotel room number?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I'm definitely coming to London in April, so come and see me.
Yeah, well, that'll be great to have you. Everyone that was in Zurich in March of 2016, most of the people that attended there got to meet Brian, and hopefully, definitely come to London and meet Brian in person. He's a great guy. Hopefully, will Rui, the Chief Technology Officer, Rui Mendez, will he be with you?
Yeah, he'd probably. London's an easy city for us to get to. It's only 7-hour flight from Toronto, so it's like flying a little farther than San Francisco. That's it. So he'll likely be there too.
Well, that'd be great, and they're great guys, and be able to meet them both if assuming Rui can make it as well. But thank you very much, Brian, and John. Thank you for having us on. As always, love John's weekly webcasts. They're very informative. Your studio, John, this is the first time I've been on since you've been in the office with your new studio set up. It's amazing.
We're still tweaking. We got some minor tweaks. We're going to have some different camera angles so you can see my face instead of me way back in the back here. So continually improving the studio and the lights and the microphones, et cetera, et cetera. So and some more tricks up our sleeves, and then some new guests coming on in the upcoming weeks as well. So lots of exciting stuff.
Great.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye, everybody.
With that, I'm the Managing Director, John Preto, and we will see you guys all next week. Thanks to my guests, Terry and Brian. Thank you guys for coming on, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, John.